Today, on the news, the country's going bankrupt, people are retarded, people are cold-hearted, retard. Not that they have to be. They wouldn't have to be cold-hearted and retarded, but they just are. Something smells like flowers. And it keeps coming in waves. Makes me wonder, what could that be? Are they poison gassing me? No, I don't know. Throat feels weird. There's fucking hair in it, and it's all dry. I just feel like if I turn on the news, I'm kind of always anticipating the worst, you know? And it's there's nothing ever on the news. It's never anything that seems to interest me. I'll tell you one thing that I don't like is when you hear about just the weird shootings and shit. I'm every time that happens, it's it seems like people say it's me, I did it or something. And that's been like that ever since I was a teen in Columbine. When the Columbine happened, I was walking home from school, and some guy in an S10 truck, and it was the road there was 40 miles an hour, and I'm walking down the sidewalk, and I don't remember what I was wearing or anything. I just remember walking down the sidewalk, and some dude jumps out of his S10 and starts chasing me around and saying it's people like you that cause Columbine. And so it's what is the news doing to people to where they just go randomly find any random kid walking home from school and chase them around saying they're the problem? I don't really get it. That shit like that has let me know early on and woke me up very early. Listening to ICP for whatever reason, I just listened to it and I thought, I like it. And then when I would wear ICP clothes and I'd go out in the public, and everybody just was so nice. They were oh, I love ICP, and you were friends instantly. It was you were lifelong friends instantly. They would give you the shirt off their back. We're juggalos. And then to have every piece of juggalo gear that I had stolen from me. I had a really nice jacket that had a big juggalo patch on the back. That got stolen. I had a juggalo hat. My best friend stole that. I had juggalo shirts. They're all missing. I don't even have one. Everything I've had has been stolen. Everything. I had my bikes. Everything. Girlfriends stole things. Friends stole things. And then now I don't talk to anybody, and I'm glad because I have things now, and they're not getting them. And another thing, I don't go to work, and that's so they can't take my stuff. I noticed I'm not an unfunctional zombie. I have everything that it takes to go to work, do things, and I'm not stupid either. I'm really good at what I do. But for some reason, they just take and take and take from me. And I can't do anything about it. And it's weird, like, I just, like, sometimes I look out my window and I just see this house next door, and I don't look at the house or whatever, but I just look at it real quick, and I'm like, you know, how much did that house cost? $130,000. And what is his view? His view is basically me sleeping or something, you know, or my window. That's his view. He looks out his window and he just sees me looking back, but not that I'm looking back. I mean, you know what I mean. And that's what I see. Like, when I look out the window, I just see him looking back. And it's like, I didn't choose this place. This is where my prison is, that they kind of like just put me, and I couldn't do shit about it. And now I bought land like way out in Colorado, so I can go and just get the fuck away from people. And I know, like, if I go there to this town where there's less people, it's like, you know, less people, they have less other people to stalk, so it's like they're more likely to stalk you, because everybody will know each other in that small little, so it's like you'll just be fucked even more, in a way. And so, like, here it's like everybody's a zombie, so I just fit in. Now, if I moved out there, everybody might be, like, religious, you know. Not that that's bad. I would be religious, but I just don't know. Like, I was, and then people, like, bothered me, and they're like, "You're not really religious, are you?" And so it's like I had to quit because people would bother me. Like, I'd go to church and I'd come home and they'd just, like, bother the fuck out of me. I used to not smoke. You know, when everybody smokes, and that's all you know is people that smoke, and you're the only one that doesn't smoke, eventually you'll start smoking just because everybody does it. Then, you know, like, I have a friend, like, when he comes around me, he puts a shirt over his face from the smell of the cigarettes. And I'm like, you know, when I was growing up, you didn't do that. My friend smokes, okay? And when he sees me smoking, he puts his shirt over his face and says, "Smoking stinks." And I'm like, "You smoke, dude. What the fuck is your problem?" "No, when I smoke, it doesn't stink." And I'm like, they've brainwashed you. Like, where did they get this from? I know it's from the TV or someone, like, because I know why I smoke. It was peer pressure. And it's like, not smoking is good. It's like, I'm glad if you don't smoke, that's good. You know, I don't want to peer pressure you into smoking. Fuck no, it's stupid. I couldn't breathe around smokers. I couldn't breathe around them. I had asthma. So I decided maybe I'll cure my asthma by just simply smoking. And I don't know. People stink really bad. I smell them. And I said, well, you know, I smoke. I hated the way their cigarettes smelled, so I started smoking. So I decided, I was talking with my friend, and he said, sometimes the smell of your own shit is better than somebody else's. And he's like, if your stench overpowers theirs, you're not going to smell them, and you won't smell yourself. And I was like, maybe I should try that. So it's like I don't smell them now, and I think they smell me, and I'm happy, like, because they fucking stink, man. And so it's like, now I'm like them, you know. It's like, it's not good, like, two wrongs don't make a right, and everything. Like, I was thinking the guy next door, I don't care about him, he's fucking retard. But, or I mean over here, there's probably a guy over there standing listening to me, but this one guy in a house, he's got a nice house and a nice car, but it's like, here, like, that's what you, like, that's what I do. I go and I buy a house and I look at my neighbors and I, you know, that's actually a problem I did. I went to buy a house and I had my pick between houses, and I was like, you could get a shitty house that costs more money but there was no neighbors, or you could get a nice house that costs less that had neighbors and there were shitty neighbors. And I said, well, I kind of like having the nicer house than the cheaper house, and I could probably put up with the shitty neighbors. Bad idea. House was nice, rent was good, neighbors were zombies. They broke windows. Like, I'd be trying to sleep and the window would break. Like, you know, if you sleep next to a window and then it breaks and glass is coming in, and then you call the police and they come out and say you're the problem, you're like, no, this is really fucked up. Like, they broke my window. Who knows if they're breaking in or what? I freak out, wake up, call the police. Police show up and say I'm bad, and it's me and it's my fault. And I'm like, dude, that is zombie central retardness. Like, there's something wrong with the police. There's something really, really wrong with them. Like, I can't believe they're getting paid. If my tax money is going to pay them, oh my God, I'm stupid. Why would I ever pay taxes? That's why I don't go to work. I'm not paying into Social Security. I'm not paying into taxes. And I don't care, dude. Like, you know, they can't take what I don't make. I mean, they could come and try to say, oh, you know, what money do you make? You have to pay taxes. It's like, I don't make money. You can freak out and think that I make money when I don't, like, the, you know. And try to, like, make me pay taxes. I'm not gonna do it. Buttermilk coffee from our organic grass-fed cows. You know, these vegans, they're missing out, man. The healthiest thing you can eat comes out of animals. We have a symbiotic relationship with animals, man. Beginning of time, people had cows, and they had a relationship with those cows. Even if you kill that cow, you'll use every part of it and love it. I had goats before, and they were milk goats, and if they died, we would barbecue them up and eat them, and it's like, you know, we loved it, and that love would, like, return back to us when we ate it. And that was pretty neat. But like, I was looking up, like, gun dogs and hunting, and how these hunting dogs have, like, a bond with their owner, and how the dogs, like, have really good memory, good smell, they listen, and so I was like, oh, I need to get me a hunting dog. And so there was like a stray dog. Somebody moved out, left their dog, and it was like the scariest looking dog I ever seen. But it looked happy. Like, you looked at it, but it was so big. And so it's like, I seen it, and it was like, at first I was like scared, but I realized he wasn't barking and growling at me. And at first I thought he was like a deer. He was like almost as big as a deer, this giant dog. And I'm like, I told the dog, I'm like, you would be a good hunting dog. You need to go get me a rabbit. Let's go get rabbits. And so it's like, I told him that, and then he went and killed a rabbit and brought it back and like set it at my feet. And it was a huge rabbit. And I'm like, man, that'd be enough food for like 2 days. And I told the dog, I want a rabbit, and it understood me, So I think animals really do understand people. They do, even more so than you understand yourself practically. I don't even know. And you're drinking the milk from this cow. You have a bond with it. They talk about eating raw milk. And I could only imagine when you drink raw milk, you will bond with animals at some level. Like, you're taking in the antibodies of it. The colostrum that comes out of a mother, the yellow stuff, that's antibodies, antiviruses. It's memory. It's memory glands that are teaching your kid everything through just cells and everything. And there's just so many like bonds there, and I would talk to people with that, and they knew what I was saying, but then they just say I'm bad, I'm evil, because they don't get me. And it's like, I don't get them, because they're the ones worried about money every fucking day of their lives. They gotta wake up, go to work, and get money. And it's like, I refuse to do that. There's a difference. Like, you don't have a choice. I have a choice. I choose not to be a slave. That is something you're incapable of. I don't care how much money you hold up and say, I got cars and jobs and people and houses and this and that. What the fuck? Try not to have that. See what that's like. You believe in God and talk all about God. You don't even know how I feel about God. You wouldn't even care. You're too shoved up your own ass with your ungodliness, and it's kind of retarded, man. Because I have a relationship with God. I tell Him, I don't need you, but I know you allow me to exist on your planet and everything. And it's like, I know God's not going to let me die if I don't go to work today. That's the type of relationship I have with God, but He's going to allow me to take care of myself. Not take care of me, but He ain't going to just let you die, even though you could. You could die. And so it's like, what makes you get up and go to work? The fear of what would happen if you didn't. That fear is dictating your life. Like, I am not afraid of this system, even though I am. I'm afraid what would happen is if I'm a slave to the system, not if I fight it. Like, it's like freedom or death is the state's motto. Like, where did we ever lose that? Like, people are like, oh my God, slavery, or you'll die. And it's like, no, freedom or death. Give me freedom or give me death. You're like, oh, it's okay, I'll just be a slave. It's like, no, it doesn't say be a slave and tolerate it and live to live another day. That's not the motto. The motto is live free, die tomorrow. That's what I said that wrong, but whatever. And it's like people are so pussified, and they ride this high horse of money and corruption and death and evil, and they think they're like so great and so godly, and it's like the whole lemming, like, it's just like you can tell, like they're not right. Like, they're not bad, but they're not right. Like, you're a good kitty. Like, I might have a bond with my cat. If I go to sleep, it goes to sleep too. If I wake up, it wakes up. If I'm up for 3 days straight, this cat's up for 3 days straight. And then when I go to bed, it goes to bed. And it's kind of interesting. You're a good kitty. Then they would try to make fun of you for having a connection to animals. They'd be like, oh, you can connect to animals, but not people. People are superficial. They're like a facade. They're like a lie. Like, they don't feel love. They're cold-hearted. Like, my cat's not cold-hearted. The dog is not cold-hearted. The cow is not cold-hearted. It's people that are fucking cold, dude. And you, like, my love is eternal. I have eternal love for things. These zombies don't have that. They don't have eternal love. They don't even know what love is. All they know is love is a tool to manipulate you. And that's what psychopaths do. You don't understand that. Like, 90% of the human population, they are diagnosed psychopaths. All you gotta do is look up psychopath and how they say, you know, it's normal to be a psychopath now. Like, psychopaths are more likely to succeed in a corporate field. Like climbing the ladder, psychopaths would do very well. And so if they're genetically engineering people to be psychopaths, and then they want the psychopaths to succeed, it's like these people have no love. I'm the opposite. My love is eternal. And they don't even know what love is. They wouldn't. And so they might try to tell you to love. They don't even know what that is. They've never felt love. They're emotionless zombies. They have to take mass murder pills. They have to take Soma. A gram is better than a damn. They don't give a damn. They'll try to say, I don't give a damn. They're retarded. They are retarded. Retarded people don't think. Retarded people don't come up with brilliant things. They're retarded. Maybe to them their retarded ideas are brilliant, but to no one else. Even if it was their retarded friends that are just as lobotomized as them, it's like, who cares? They appeal to other brain-dead, mind-dead lemmings. but I'm gonna like start to farm rabbits. And like when the world collapses and just people are like, I can't find a job. How do you live so well without money? Because I farm and I can food and I raise animals and I have a bond with those animals. I drink their milk. I get up in the morning and I feed them. The animals are my life. And I live in a symbiotic relationship with them. And without them, I'm nothing. Fuck Walmart. Fuck jobs. My life is with the animals and the land and the burying my feet in the dirt and planting tomatoes and corn and wheat, potatoes. You don't plant one kind of potatoes. You plant 4 different varieties of potatoes. Some insects they like certain potatoes. That's why you get red skin potatoes, white skin potatoes, sweet potatoes. Because sometimes they'll attack, if you only have one species, they'll attack that whole species, but every species has a different type of immunity to every different kind of bug. So you plant 4 different kinds. And then when I have potatoes and I put them in my cellar, and my apples and my potatoes are good for years and years and years. And when winter comes and it's snowing and there's 10 foot of snow outside, you can't even get to Walmart to buy your food. My cow is right next to me. I got all the milk that I need. I don't need to go to Walmart. My supermarket is at my door. And I look out and I just see these zombies, like, you know, they paid $130,000 for their house. Like, I would do that, but I would be a zombie myself to do that. I wouldn't know any better. I have done that, where I bought a cheap house around a bunch of zombies, and it just ruined my fucking life, dude. Those zombies were the weirdest fucking thing I've ever seen, and I knew that was the type of poison immunity that I moved into that place, sandwiched in between zombies, to understand the dark side, and then to be reborn within that, I went into the darkness and I learned from it, and then I came out a better man. And it's like, that's what they're afraid of. They have to ride that high amygdala train of just pure ignorant blissful retardedness, and that curled look in their face. They're like, kind of just like look about them. That, like, not that they're all like that, but it's like, I don't have that, like, just pure ignorant zombie bliss. It's like they're driving down the road and they're like, I look at them and they're like, and they're just like, they're fucking gone, dude. You can tell, like, there is nothing there at all. Like, you look at these people and you can tell they're just ignorant fucking zombies, dude. And it's like, I'm not like that. Sure, you might have to go, you have to go to work. You know why I don't? People might say, why doesn't Aaron have to go to work? Because Aaron has a set of balls and can say no. That's something you don't. Until you grow a pair and understand where you're coming from and where you're going, you ain't going to be in control of your own life. You'll have to be everybody's bitch and go and get a job and think it's so fun and everybody loves you and your paycheck is so great and everything else. When I have a relationship with this planet, a symbiotic relationship with it, the planet feeds me. My job doesn't feed me, the planet does. The plants and the animals. It's Mother Earth. I fucking suck off the tit of Mother Earth, in a way. And I don't need you. I don't need your money. I don't need your bullshit. You live in a prison full of money, and the bars are made of money. I live in a free world where there's animals and things, and we live in a symbiotic relationship with each other. If something infected me, it was for the planet, and I could become immune to that. When the same diseases that kill you make me stronger, literally, like they activate my immune system and kill other germs inside me. When you, it just gives you cancer and you die, but me, it makes me stronger. Like, a lesser man would have already died from the shit that I do. But I'm a fucking real man. Like, that's why I'm like, man, like, I almost die from this shit. Like, what makes you think you're gonna survive? Like, you're as tough as me? Like, sure, you survive. But that's the thing, you're just surviving. I'm thriving. You think that money makes you survive. It ain't. You're just a puppet to it. You don't even know it. You don't know anything different than money. You don't know plants and animals and the symbiotic relationship with those. You only know money and the symbiotic relationship with that. What the fuck does that have? When I'm sitting there with my cows and my animals and I feel this bond between them and I feel alive, and it's like my instincts come alive inside me and I feel it, and I'm like, wow, this is what life is really meant to be. It's like, I doubt you feel a connection to your fucking cubicle, to your fucking job, that you're like, wow, I feel the connection here, I'm meant to be here. And it's like, I would have never known that unless I looked at you zombies and seen how miserable you are in your lives, and then knew something different, something better. That's what you can't. You only know your ignorance. This prison planet that you will never escape from because you don't have any balls to say no. You're like a subservient fucking lemming or something. Like, you can't say no to this bullshit fucked up system. And I'm always like looking at the news, like wondering when they're just gonna say, like, the system's failed, the system's flawed, the system's fucked up, everybody's gonna die. And so I can just laugh about it. But the news is never gonna tell you the truth. They're never gonna tell you that you live in a prison planet, that there's an apocalypse happening right underneath your nose and you don't know it because there's a dish eugenics zombie apocalypse happening. And that shit is fucked, but they want you to keep buying things. They can't let you know how bad things really are. Hold on, I'm gonna wash my hands or pet my cat. Wow, I gotta wash my face off again. You know what I'd like? A Chinese girlfriend that likes me. So we could have like 30 fucking kids. Because over there's like a one-child policy. Like where I know, I know like out west, where there's just land and land and land and land and land and all this room to just grow and grow. And it's like they put us in these cities and they make us think like the women are corrupt. Like, do you think there's going to be a family? Like, if you fuck a bitch and have a kid with her, she's going to run off so fucking quick it ain't even going to be funny. And it's like, whatever logic that they have, like, my love is eternal. Like, do you think there's women that have eternal love? Like, they don't even know the beginning of love. Like, maybe if they have a kid, they love their kid. That's an instinctual bond that they have. And I doubt that. Like, there are mothers that drown their children and shit. That would never fucking happen. There is no animal that would drown its fucking kid because it didn't want it or something. It's like, just people are mindless lemming fucking zombies, dude. They're driving down the street, chaotic, killing each other, crashing, and they just drive on, they don't care, rubberneck, and then they go off and die because they don't know how to drive. And it's like the nicer the car, the more fucked up the person is inside of it. And I heard like Chinese women, they're more faithful, they have more love, they were raised better, they got one-child policies over there, so they're just dying to fucking come over here. But I think they're taught to be with other Chinese people, so. So it's like, if an American woman can't please me, I'll look for someone in a different country that knows shit's fucked up and wants to come to America where this is the new land and there's all these fucking just acres and acres and acres and acres of just land where we could just have kids and just fill the whole countryside full of me and half Chinese kids. We can start making sweatshops, and like, I'll just fucking make money. Just have a bunch of Chinese kids. No, I'm just joking, but I'll be having like rabbit farms with Chinese kids, like raising them, and I'll just be sitting there like, fuck yeah. Like, to think of these American women, they're so fucked. They're like they're zombies, They're fucking zombies, dude. I need me someone that knows the bad and is ready to live the good and getting away from the bad. These people are disgusting and miserable. They're zombies. They're disgusting. They're foul. They're foul, dirty American fucking creatures. I'm not like that, even though I'm American. I want a family. I don't want to break up the family. I want a family forever. A family that can never be torn apart no matter what. No matter what you stick in the spokes of our family, it will never crash. We have hubless tires. And they just don't have that, dude. They don't have that unstoppableness. They're like zombies, dude. I don't know how to better explain it. Like, my love is eternal. They run off at the first sign of trouble. They're like, oh, run away. And it's like, that's why that's why I'm finding a woman that knows what love is, an unstoppable, undying love for the family and everything. Because without that love, what are we? You're up for whatever somebody wants. If they want to kill you and murder you and rob you, you have nothing there to protect you. You think your zombie fucking boyfriend is gonna fucking protect you? He's a fucking zombie, just like you. And you both fucking deserve to die. You know what I mean? Not that you deserve to die, but if you're stupid and you die, then you might just deserve it, you know. Not that you deserve to die. That sounds a little funny, and I don't really feel like that. But if you're that stupid and you die because you're stupid, you might just deserve it. And the world might be a better place without your ass. We need thinking, functional people that are ready for anything. I get people calling me from China. I'd be like, yeah, China's bitches.